Welcome back for the final part of this beautiful tutorial for the unicorn mandala. We are going to be moving into round 52. I'm staying on the wrong side of this project and I'm going to be slip stitching into the top of that first front post double crochet that we did. Okay, and so I am going to be attaching my blue. I fastened off with my pink. I'm going to pull through all 3 of my loops and pull that pink tail pretty tight. And so now I'm going to be chaining 1. And I'm going to do 2 front post double crochets. The first one's going to go around that first front post double crochet. I'm going to do a second one. I'm going to do a front post half double crochet, a front post single crochet, and a single crochet into the chain space. And now we're going to reverse that on the other side. So we're going to do a front post single crochet, a front post half double crochet, and 2 front post double crochets. And that completes the repeat. We are going to pop over top of this single crochet and actually skip it, and we're going to repeat that together one more time. So we're going to do 2 front post double crochets, 1 and 2. We're going to do a front post half double crochet, a front post single crochet, a single crochet in the chain space, a front post single crochet, a front post half double crochet, and 2 front post double crochets. And we're going to skip that next stitch, which is just a single crochet. So you're going to repeat that 58 more times all the way around, and you're going to have 240 back post double crochets, 120 back post half double crochets, and 120 back post single crochets, as well as 60 single crochets. All right, moving into round 53. We are going to be working from the right side of this. So you should have flipped her around, and you're going to pop your hook into the very first stitch and then the loop of that blue yarn. And I'm not going to be fastening off with this yarn, but I'm going to slip stitch into the top there. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to place 4 single crochets into the top of those now back post double crochets. So 1 and 2. We're going to place our third one into the back post half double crochet, and a 4th one into the back post single crochet. We're going to skip over all of the single crochets in the chain space. So that's going to be 8 single crochets after you skip over that. So 1 to start our repeat, 2, we're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then I'm going to skip over that single crochet in the chain space. So in total you're going to have 460 single crochets all the way around, and remember you're just skipping over that single crochet in the chain space. So super simple round, and we will be fastening off to switch out colors. All right, moving into round 54. We are still on the right side of this project, and we are going to be slip stitching into the back loop only of that very first single crochet with our new color. I'm going to pull my blue tail pretty tight, and I'm going to be putting a single crochet in that same stitch. So go ahead and chain 1 and put a single crochet there. Okay. So now we are going to be doing back loop onlys all the way until we get to this space here that separates the 2 sides of 4 single crochet. So let's do that together. You should be doing 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that is going to make our actual 7th one because we put a single crochet in our first stitch where we slip stitched. So we're going to skip this next stitch, and what you're going to be doing is a long single crochet into this space here between the 2 back post double crochets. So drop down in there, you're going to pull up your loop kind of tall and complete your single crochet. Okay, and then you're going to do 7 single crochets again. So let's finish this repeat together. So 1, 2, remember working into the back loop only, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're going to skip this last stitch here, and we're going to place a long single crochet in between these 2 front or back post double crochets. So pull up your loop kind of tall, complete that single crochet, and that's what you're going to do all the way around. You're going to do 7 single crochets back loop only, skip a stitch, and drop a long single crochet in between your 2 back post double crochets from row 52. At the end of this round, you're going to have 420 back loop only single crochets and 60 long single crochets. Moving into round 55, we are going to be remaining with the pink, and we are going to slip stitch into the top of this first stitch, as well as 2 more slip stitches. So 1 and 2. Okay, you're going to be doing 4 single crochets, and this is going to begin our repeat. Give me a second to try to focus here. There we go. All right, so we're going to be doing 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to skip this long single crochet, and you're going to be doing 4 more single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to move my work just a touch for y'all. We are going to be chaining 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now you're going to skip 7. So we're going to 1, 2, 3. The 4th will be that long single crochet, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to be putting a single crochet. Okay, make sure that one's pretty tight. I'm going to turn my work just a touch. We're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to skip 7 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be that long single crochet, 5, 6, 7. And now you're going to begin your repeat again. So let's do it together. 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. We're going to skip this long single crochet and do 4 more single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and now we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to skip 7. 1, 2, 3. The 4th one is that long. 5, 6, 7. Place a single crochet. Chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're going to skip 7. 1, 2, 3. The 4th is that long. 5, 6, and 7. and you will start your repeat all over again. So go ahead and repeat that all the way around. At the end of this round, you're going to have 180 single crochets and 40 chain spaces total. Moving into round 56. So I just finished up my last chain 8, and I'm going to be slip stitching into that very first single crochet. Okay, go ahead and slip stitch one more time into the next stitch, chain 1, and put a single crochet into that same space. Go ahead and do 5 more single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to start our repeat. We're going to skip this 6th single crochet, and we're going to put 4 double crochets into this chain space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and put 4 more double crochets into that same space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to skip over this middle single crochet here, and you're going to repeat that. So 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you're going to chain 2 again, 1, 2, and place 4 more double crochets around that chain space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like, where you have 4 double crochets, a chain 2, and 4 double crochets. And I do apologize, the lighting keeps changing and I'm not sure what's going on because I haven't changed anything. But there's 4 double crochets, a chain 2, and 4 double crochets that are going to go over every single one of these chain 8 spaces around the ring. But to complete this repeat, what we're going to do is skip this first single crochet and place 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to skip this last single crochet, and that's going to complete our repeat. So let's do that one more time together, just so you see how things go for this repeat. But we're going to do 4 double crochets around the chain space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Oops. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and place 4 more double crochets around that chain space. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and repeat that. In the other chain 8 space, you're going to be skipping this single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 2, and 4 more double crochets around that chain space. So 1, 2, oops, sorry about that, 3, and 4. Okay, let me move over my work a little bit for you. We're going to be skipping this first single crochet and placing 6 single crochets to close out the repeat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so you'll skip that last single crochet as well. So go ahead and repeat that all the way around. At the end of this round, you are going to have 120 single crochets, 320 double crochets, and 40 of these chain 2 spaces. Moving into round 57. So I am at the end and I've fastened off with my pink. I have not slip stitched though because I wanted to help everybody and show you how I'm going to do this row. This next row with my green, I'm actually going to be needing to start in this second stitch over here. So what I'm going to do is slip stitch into the first one, okay, with pink. And then what I'm gonna do is pull that a little bit and I'm gonna flip my work because we are gonna be working from the wrong side, okay? And now I'm gonna take my hook and go into that second stitch and I'm going to put my loop on there and then I'm gonna pick up my green, okay? And so we're gonna be pulling that green through there and slip stitching with that, okay? Pull your pink real nice and tight. And you're going to be chaining 1 with the green, placing a single crochet into that same stitch, okay? And that's going to get our row started. Now when we wrap up this row, you're going to place 3 single crochets here, and you will end with that first single crochet by slip stitching into the top of it. But I will help you close out that when we get there. So now to get started, what we're going to do is skip that stitch that we slip stitched with the pink, and we're going to be doing 4 front post double crochets. Remember that the front post is from the wrong side, okay? So 1, 2, give me a second here, my tail got all messed up. All right. 2. We're gonna do 3. These are gonna be kind of loose the first set. We're gonna do 4. And now we're going to be placing 3 double crochets in this chain space. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do 3 front post double crochets on this other side. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to be skipping these 2 double crochets here, but in between we're going to do a back post double crochet around this single crochet down in 2 rows below. So go ahead and complete a back post double crochet there. Okay, now we're going to skip this first double crochet and do 3 front post double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. You're going to place 3 double crochets in the chain space again. 1, 2, and 3. You're going to place 4 front post double crochets around all these double crochets. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Now we are going to be skipping the first and last single crochet of these 6 single crochets that we have here, okay? So I'm going to skip this first one and place 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then to get started on our repeat again, we're going to skip this last single crochet. So let's do it one more time together. We're going to skip this last single crochet and do 4 front post double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to place 3 double crochets into the chain space. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do 3 front post double crochets. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move my work just a touch. I'm going to skip this double crochet and do a back post double crochet around that single crochet 2 rows below. I'm going to skip the first double crochet and do 3 front post double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to place 3 double crochets in the chain space. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do 4 front post double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to skip this first single crochet and place 4 single crochets to finish up this round. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So at the end of this round, from the wrong side, you're going to have 20 back post double crochets, 80 single crochets, 280 front post double crochets, and 120 double crochets. And that is going to be from the front, from the back side. So go ahead and do that all the way around. And you will end with 3 single crochets here on your last repeat to slip stitch into the top of that first one with me. We are going to be switching back to pink, and this is the last time that we're using green. Moving into round 58, I have fastened off with green as we're done with that color altogether. And what we are going to be doing is actually pulling our new color through the top of that very first stitch. And so go ahead and slip stitch through not only your loop but also your old one. Now go ahead and pull that loop kind of tight, and what you're going to be doing is sticking your hook in the previous single crochet, grabbing your loop and pulling it through there. Okay, so now I'm going to pull my green tail pretty tight, and what I'm going to be doing is chaining 1 with my new color. Okay, oops, don't do what I just did. Chain 1, and you're going to put a single crochet back into that stitch. Okay, and we still are on the wrong side of this project. Now we're going to be skipping this first single crochet, and we're going to be doing, to get started with our repeat, 3 front post double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now we're going to be doing a front post half double crochet and a front post single crochet. Now this middle double crochet in the chain space, we're going to skip over that. We're going to do a front post single crochet in the next double crochet. We're going to do a front post half double crochet, a front post half double crochet, and a front post double crochet. We're going to skip over this stitch here, this back post double crochet, and we're going to do a front post double crochet. We're going to do 2 front post half doubles, 1 and 2. We're going to do a front post single crochet. We're going to skip the middle double crochet, and we're going to do a front post single crochet. I don't mean to be laughing on screen, but my dog just did something funny. And then we're going to do a front post half double crochet, 2 front post, 3 front post double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to skip this first single crochet, and we're going to do a single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. And that's going to complete our repeat, because we're going to skip this last single crochet and start our repeat all over again. So let's go ahead and do it together. We're going to do 3 front post double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do a front post half double crochet, a front post single crochet. You're going to skip the middle double crochet in the chain space, do a front post single crochet, 2 front post half double crochets, 1 and 2, a front post double crochet, skip the back post double crochet, do a front post half double crochet, 2 front post half double crochets, 1, 2. You're going to do a front post single crochet, skip the middle double crochet, do a front post single crochet. Let me move my work. We're going to do a front post half double crochet, 2 front post double crochets, 1 and 2, it should be 3 front post double crochets and a third one here. And then you're going to skip and do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And you'll skip that last single crochet and go back into your repeat. So from the wrong side, at the end of this round, you're going to have 40 single crochets, 160 front post double crochets, and 120 front post half double crochets, and 80 front post single crochets. You will end this round with a single crochet in this stitch here, and then we will slip stitch to the top, and I believe we're going to be flipping to the front side of this round, or this project, after this round, okay? All right, moving into round 59, I have flipped back over to the right side of this project, and I popped my hook into the back loop only of that very first single crochet, and then the loop that attaches to my yarn. So I'm going to do my slip stitch through there, okay? And now what we're going to be doing is placing, let's see here, 2 half double crochets, and this entire row is going to be into the back loop only. So you're going to be going into the next stitch with a back loop only half double crochet, and that should be on top of that what is now a back post double crochet. So do your second half double crochet, back loop only, and now you're going to do 14 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, fast forward to number 14 for me. You're going to place 2 half double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and then 2, okay? And now that should take us to these single crochets, and we're going to be placing double crochets in the back loop only to complete our repeat. So go ahead and do that. Into the first single crochet, back loop only, do a double crochet, and do your second double crochet into the back loop only of that next single crochet, and that's going to take you to the next set of back post stitches. And so this round is going to be all the way around. You're going to be doing 2 half double crochets, followed by 14 single crochets, followed by 2 half double crochets, and then 2 double crochets. And this entire round again is going to be in the back loop only. You're going to finish up this round by placing 2 double crochets and these 2 single crochets to cover up that slip stitch. And you will have at the end of this round 280 single crochets, 80 half double crochets, and 40 double crochets. Moving into round 60. All right, so this is a super easy round. We're going to be slip stitching into the top of that very first half double crochet. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a double crochet into that same stitch, okay? Now this row is just going to be double crochets into every stitch all the way around. And so at the end of this round, you are going to have 400 double crochets. Moving into round 61. So I have fastened off with my pink, and I'm going to be switching over to my blue. We're going to be slip stitching into the top of that very first stitch as well as the pink loop as always. I'm going to pull that pink tail pretty tight, and I'm going to be chaining 1 with both my tail and my new yarn. Okay, you can go ahead and drop that tail if you want to. And now what we're going to be doing is placing a single crochet back into that same stitch. Okay, and that single crochet is going to serve as our first stitch of our repeat. And so now what you're going to do is skip 2 stitches. So 1, 2, we're going to go with a double crochet into the 3rd stitch. So 1, and now you're going to place 2 more double crochets in that same stitch for a total of 3. Okay, I'm going to chain 2, and we're going to put 3 more double crochets in that same stitch. Okay, and my 3rd one. Now we're going to repeat this together again. Oops, excuse me for hitting that. I'm going to skip 2 stitches and place a single crochet. I'm going to skip 2 stitches again, and I'm going to place another one of those shell clusters and do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Chaining 2, and place 3 more double crochets in that space to complete that shell. 1, 2, and 3. So that's all this repeat is going to be. It's going to be skipping 2, placing a single crochet, skipping 2, and doing one of these clusters. At the end of this round, you're going to have 67 single crochets and 67 of these shell clusters. And we will be fastening off and finishing up our last round with the color pink. Moving into round 62, this is going to be our final round. Congratulations on this. When you finish this round, this project is all done. And so you did finally get here. We are going to be doing this last round from the back side. And as you can tell, I did fasten off with my blue. We're going to be finishing up with this pink. And so slip stitching through the top of that very first single crochet as well as the blue loop. I'm going to be pulling my pink back into working order with this project. And so I'm going to pull that blue tail pretty tight. And now what you're going to be doing is chaining one and putting a single crochet into that single crochet. Okay. For me, it's a little tight for whatever reason, but that's no biggie. I'll go ahead and do that. Now, into these 3 double crochets, we're going to be doing 3 front post double crochets. So go ahead and do a 1. We're going to do 2. And 3. Now, into your chain space, you are going to be putting a double crochet. Okay. Now from that double crochet, you're going to be chaining up 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to be doing a picot, which means that you're going to be slip stitching into this first chain here, okay, as well as the back bump of that chain and technically the back loop only of your double crochet. So you should have 3 little loops on your hook and you're going to slip stitch. Okay? And that's going to make this little unicorn point on each of your clusters. So now we're going to do 3 front post double crochets around the other 3 double crochets. And 3. And now we're going to repeat that together one more time and put a single crochet in the top of that single crochet. Then you're going to do 3 front post double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Place a double crochet in the chain space. Chain up 3. Okay, and then you're going to be slip stitching through the base of this first chain, the back bump, as well as the back loop only of that double crochet. Okay, and then you're going to do 3 front post double crochets around the other side of double crochets. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. And then you will be slip stitching to the top of your first single crochet and weaving in whatever remaining tails that you may have left. And so let me flip this around just so you can see what this is going to look like from the front. Now I personally am not going to be doing these little unicorn picot tips that Anna does. I'm actually going to pull apart these stitches and I will be placing 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space versus that double crochet and the picots. So that is an option for you to place 2 single crochets there versus doing the picots, but don't feel like you have to alter this pattern to my liking. And again, thank you so much for doing this tutorial. I look forward to showing you more of these beautiful mandala afghans that I find to showcase other artists out there. So thank you so much, and I'll get it to you next time with a new pattern.